Good morning, everyone. So today we're going to learn about the difference between radioactive and relative dating. Okay, and we're going to know what dating actually means. And we're going to learn about what an index fossil is and how we can find an index fossil in a set. Okay, and then we're going to learn about what the fossil record is. So it's only three things. Okay, let's start here. So you have two kinds of dating. Dating, and it means we're just gonna see the age of the rock. Okay. So how do scientists know like this is an old fossil, this is a young fossil, this is, how do they know that? Okay, we have the law of superposition, but also we have something called dating, means figuring out the date. Where does this rock actually lie? Now, why do we need to figure out the date? Because studying the history of the Earth, you have to have something called the fossil record. We can start here, and because this explains why we need the other stuff. So the fossil record is basically a record of all collection of fossils and their placement in the order of which is the earliest to the most recent. Okay, that means which is the oldest fossil here, 2.5 billion years ago, to the youngest fossils over here. And this is called the fossil record. It's basically you're just placing them in a record, okay? بهيك drawing, بهيك table, just to see which ones are older down there, which ones are younger. So how did the scientists come up with this or any other drawing related to the fossil record? It's because of the dating that they did. It shows actually the history of life on Earth preserved by fossils. This is important for scientists because they're studying the history of life on Earth. Okay, now let's go back. So dating is basically important, okay, to know the history of life on Earth. Now we have something called radioactive dating. Now you don't have to know much about how this happens. All you have to know is they see the actual age. They know the actual age, okay, by studying the radioactive isotopes and half-lives. Now you don't have to know, oh, what's a radioactive isotope? You don't have to know the details. You just have to know that radioactive dating studies the actual age by studying isotopes, radioactive isotopes. That's all you have to know. Okay, if I ask you what is relative dating or what's the difference between radioactive and relative, you say radioactive dating is studying of the actual age using radioactive isotopes. Okay, now you don't need to know the science of that. That's very complicated, not for your age. Now, what's the difference between this and relative dating? Relative dating is basically checking the age of the fossil compared to others. Okay, by like the law of superposition. So you check, for example, the age of this compared to the age of that. Okay, but you don't actually know the exact age. So the difference between this and this, right, I'm just going to erase that. So the difference between this and this is that this one you know the actual age, and this one you know the age compared to others. You don't know the actual age. You really do not know the actual age here. So that's the difference between both. Okay, and you study these because you know the layers of sedimentary rocks using an index fossil. So how do you study relative dating? You use the index fossils. What are index fossils? This is what we're going to learn. Oh, I can't even erase that. So this is what we're going to learn later. So relative dating, you know the age of the rock compared to other rocks using index fossil. Now let's go see what an index fossil is. Look, this is radiometric dating. They're showing you radiometric is the same as radioactive. It shows the absolute age and the exact numbers. See, this shows you radiometric is the same as radioactive. نفس الكلمة بس هني بيستعملوا كلمتين ما بعرف ليه. And it's also called absolute. Why? Because it gives you the exact age. Relative, it just gives you, is it older than this? Is it younger than this? Okay? So this is showing you also a way of how they know that. Okay, so what's an index fossil? It's a fossil, okay, that, here, let me show you. Okay, you can easily recognize it, and it's short range and it's widespread, like it's spread widely. Now, you need to know these, because this is how we know what index fossil is, but you're not gonna understand them unless you see the picture here. So first one is it's short age range. That means it has, like, it doesn't in one place. It doesn't exist here, 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 and here. It only exists once. Okay, so like for example, this one, it exists here and here. This one cannot be an index fossil. Why? Because it exists in two places in the same area. So these are different areas. يعني عندك area 1, area 2, area 3, area 4. So these are different areas. I keep having trouble with the eraser. So let's call this مثلا دبي, هيدا أبو ظبي, هيدا الشارجة, مثلا هيدا العين, you know. So you have different areas. Okay? Alright. So in an index fossil cannot exist twice in the same area. It cannot. Look at that, because it's short age range. That means it doesn't live long. It lives a short age range. So this one cannot be an index fossil because it's not short age range. The second one is easily recognized. You can easily see it. The third one is widespread. Widespread يعني موجودة بدبي, موجودة بأبو ظبي, موجودة بالشارقة, وموجودة بالعين. بس منا موجودة بالمطرح بنفس المطرح more than one area. Okay, now let's look for that. Okay, now if you look here, okay, let's look at this. It's here. It's only once here. The butterfly is only once here, so it can be, but look, there's a butterfly here, the moth or butterfly, whatever it is, and it's here, so it cannot be this one. So right now, this is the only one we have. Let's see. Oh, it's also here in the same place, but it's not twice. شفت منه موجود هون وهون. بيكون مطرح بنفس المطرح بيكون only once. Okay, let's look. Oh, it's also here and it's also here. That means it's widespread. That means it's بكل المناطق. بس منا بنفس المنطقة محل two time frames. It's only in one time frame. So the index fossil here is this one. Okay, so you have to understand that index fossil is short age range. يعني ما بتطلع منا عمرها مش طويل, ما بتطلع مرتين. Easily recognized, you can find it easily, and it's widespread. يعني ما بتطلع مرتين بنفس المحل, بس لازم تطلع هون 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 وهون. عشان إذا طلعت بأربع محلات بصير اسمها index fossil. Okay, and scientists use this fossil in order to be able to do this and to do the relative dating, which is this. That's why they use the index fossil, and it's all important because they need the fossil record. Why? Because they need to study the history of life on Earth. So that's it for this lesson. If you still feel confused about the index fossil, I'm going to explain it to you in more details later. I'll give you another video just about it, and I'll give you some exercises to do, and don't worry, you will get it eventually. Okay, that's it for this lesson. You have the lesson glossary at the end. If you have any questions, please ask. Finish your work. Thank you.